Hello kids, today we are going to be looking at multiplication as groups of. The question that we're going to look at today is 5 times 3. Now, multiplication can be thought of as groups of. 5 times 3 is the same as 5 groups of 3. And I'm going to write that down here. 5 groups of 3. I can also read it as 3 groups of 5, but for our case here, let's just choose 5 groups of 3. Now I have some cubes here to help me. Now when I say 5 groups of 3, meaning there is going to be 3 in a group. Okay, I'm going to put it into groups of 3 first. Okay, as you can see, okay, I'm going to make it easier by drawing you the groups. I have one group of 3 here, 2 groups of 3, 3 groups of 3, 4 groups of 3, and 5 groups of 3. Now I call it 5 groups of 3 because every group has the same number, which is 3, has 3 cubes in it. Now if one of my groups has only 2, can I call this 5 groups of 3? No, I cannot. Instead, I will be calling it 4 groups of 3 and 1 group of 2. Okay, so remember in multiplications, the groups need to be equal groups. When I say 5 groups of 3, that means every group must have 3. Now, the aim of multiplication is to find how many things, or cubes in this case, are there in 5 groups of 3, and that will give me the answer to 5 times 3. Now, when we look at this, the easiest way to find the total number of cubes would simply be to add it up. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. So that's what I'm going to write down here. Okay, I'm going to write 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. So in a way, multiplication is like repeated addition. And I call it repeated because I'm adding the same number up 5 times because I have 5 groups. And each group has 3, so I'm going to do 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Now, some people do this quickly, add this quickly by skip counting. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, every time we skip count, we are actually adding another group of 3, adding another group of 3, adding another group of 3, and adding another group of 3. So it's good to remember how to skip count because that's a fast way to be adding numbers up. The same number up fast. Okay, so when we have 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, we can add it up by skip counting, or we can 3 plus 3 is 6, 3 plus 3 is 6, so I have 6 plus 6 is 12, and 12 plus 3 is 15. Okay, so in a way, multiplication can be seen as groups of, when we have 5 times 3, we can either choose it as 5 groups of 3, which we did here, or 3 groups of 5. In this case, we did 5 groups of 3. You can see here what 5 groups of 3 looks like. Yes, if you do not have the cubes, you can even just draw circles with little dots inside. And to find the total, we are actually just doing repeated addition. So actually, there's no need to be afraid of multiplication because if you can add, you can definitely multiply. So now let's look at another example. I'm going to remove this. Let's look at another example. Okay, I'm going to show you some cubes and maybe you can tell me what the multiplication fact we are trying to find. Any ideas? Let's see. How many groups do we have? 1, 2, 3. Now, does each group have the same number of things? 4, 4, 4. Oh wow, so we have 3 groups of 4. How do we write that? Let me write it down first. 3 groups of 4. Yes, as we said before, it's multiplication. 3 times 4. Now 3 groups of 4, I am basically trying to find how many all together. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 plus 4 plus 4. Okay, so 3 times 4 is actually the same as 4 plus 4 plus 4. No, so let's skip count. 4, 8, 12. And that would give me 12. Repeated addition. 3 times 4 would give me 12. As you can see here, there are 12 cubes. Okay, so multiplication can also be seen in a rectangle. Look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this rectangle is 4 by 3. Now 4 by 3, if I want to find the total number of cubes here, I'm going to do 4 times 3. Okay, can you see? 4 times 3 is 4 groups of 3. Now can we see that? 1 group of 3, 2 groups of 3, 3 groups of 3, 4 groups of 3. Or we can say it is the same as 3 times 4. 4, 4, 4. So we know, and here's how we know, that multiplication is commutative. Okay, I use this commutative. We can swap the numbers, swap the digits, swap the numbers, and the answer will still be the same. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 4 is also 12. Let's go on to our next example and our very last example. I'm going to show you the cubes and let's see if you can figure out what the multiplication sentence is. So here I have a whole lot of cubes. Can anybody tell me what the multiplication sentence would be? 1, 2, 3. Let's first check if they all have the same number of cubes. Yeah, they're all the same height. Yes, so how many groups do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 groups of, each group has 6. Oh, I actually have 6 groups of 6. So I'm going to write that down. 6 groups of 6. Now if we write that into a multiplication, that would be 6 times 6. Now 6 times 6, we can try skip counting. Let's do that. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. Okay? Or we can think of it as repeated addition. I'm going to do 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. Yes? To do it fast, if I don't want to skip count, I can do that. 6 plus 6 is 12. 6 plus 6 is 12. 6 plus 6 is 12. Add the tens, 30. Add the 1, 6. 36. And that will give me the same answer, yeah? So 6 groups of 6 is 36. I hope that multiplication now would seem easy to you because if you can add, you can definitely multiply. Have fun!